Alright guys, I just wanted to give you a little bit of information about me. If you didn't watch the last video, then let me introduce myself. My name is Nathan. I've been musically inclined since I was about 6 months old. My mom tells a story where I was sitting in my cradle or whatever, and excuse me, she was running the vacuum cleaner and I was singing the exact same pitch with the vacuum cleaner, and if I remember correctly, that vacuum cleaner was an F sharp, but I'm not positive. And then I began formally taking lessons when I was 8 years old. I started on piano, and I was classically trained there. I started taking guitar when I was 13, and I've been playing ever since. I'm 17 years old, so that's 9 years, almost 10 on piano, and almost 5 years on guitar. One interesting thing about my guitar playing is that I play a 7-string guitar, which is different for most people. I got it because I was really heavily into metal at the time, and I loved having that low tuning sound, but I hated having to actually go and take the time to tune between drop C and drop D and drop C sharp and then B flat and then all the way back up to standard and back again. So I thought that the 7th string would be a good way to give me that extra range without sacrificing any of my top range, and then not having to take up time tuning. So that's what I did that for. Most 7 strings are tuned with standard tuning on the top 6 and then a low B, so it's E, B, G, D, A, B, or D, A, E, and then a B. But I changed that low B to a low A, so I can have a power chord on the bottom string, which it's really nice for a lot of the worship songs, because most worship songs are between A major and E major, if you'll notice that, and then so that gives you a lot of opportunity to kind of go back and forth between those low power chords if you're in the rhythm section. As far as lead guitar goes, I didn't really get into that until probably 9th grade. My guitar teacher started teaching me scales right off the bat, and I was learning my blues scales, my pentatonics, my major and minor, and I already knew most of those already from piano, but just learning the shapes on guitar and where my root note was and everything. But then he showed me one day how to bring your D-shaped chord up a few frets and then play it in a different key, and that really opened up a lot of pathways for me. And from there we learned about modes of scales and the how to do arpeggios and sweep picking and alternate strumming and economy strumming and all that good stuff. So that kind of opened up a lot of doorways for me, and I kind of flew on my own from there, and I got pretty good. My biggest influence that kind of has taught me a lot on guitar, even though he's never met me in real life, is John Petrucci of Dream Theater. He is a brilliant guitar player, and I can't undermine that at all. He's fantastic. Favorite bands are Dream Theater and Metallica, definitely. For my secular bands, for Christian bands, I like Hillsong a lot. I love Gungor. I like Chris Tomlin. That's my worship bands. I love For Today, Devil Wears Prada, Red, Skillet, Under Oath. Basically any Christian metal band out there that's been on the radio a few times is pretty good to me. I don't do a lot of the underground metal stuff because I feel like they aren't refined as musicians at all, and it makes me lose a lot of respect for them. The only underground band that I can kind of go for is Soul Embraced, and they're not so much underground anymore, but they're a Christian death metal band, and they're pretty great. But for worship bands, Hillsong, Gungor, and Chris Tomlin are it. That's the top 3 out there, hands down. Especially Gungor has a lot of very advanced musical stuff in his works, and then Hillsong's very guitar driven and very talented, which obviously as a guitar player I can enjoy a lot. My guitar models, I have a Schecter. My 7 strings is a Schecter C7 FR. So it's got the Floyd Rose, and it's my favorite. I've got an Epiphone Les Paul Studio, a Squier Strat in the Affinity series. That's my first electric guitar. And then you see behind me on my wall, there's a Yamaha classical guitar, the darker one, and then there's an Ibanez acoustic that I bought from my friend. So those are my two guitars. For keyboards, I have a Casio and a Yamaha. They're both pretty old, so it's nothing special. For amps, I have a Marshall MG HFX, 100 HFX, I guess, and it's got the. It not only has the distortion, but it's also got the chorus and flange and phase and all that stuff, just built-in modulation and delay and everything, which is really nice for me because I didn't have a lot of money at the time to invest in separate pedals. But since then, I've developed my pedal board. I've got a Boss Metal Zone, a Boss Power Stack. I love Boss pedals. I've also got a Vox Joe Satriani Time Machine. I've got a Digitech digital delay and a Digitech digital chorus, and I've got a Morley mini volume. And that's my pedal board so far. I'm working on getting it a little bit bigger, but not quite there yet. So yeah, if I were to say one thing to further you right off the bat as a musician, it's definitely to just learn your theory, learning your scales and modes and everything. You can't. There's a reason that Bach and Mozart and Beethoven were so talented, and it's because they knew not only how to make good music, but how the good music worked scientifically. I don't undermine music as an art at all. In fact, I love music as an art, but it's still definitely science, and it's important to learn the differences between art and science and to learn what the science of music is. That's my definite advice for you right now. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you guys like our channel, and we'll try to get some more videos up soon. Thanks.